Welcome back to you, baby doll pumpkins. So are we going to do the pain scenario or the friendship scenario? We will be talking about this over a couple of videos because it's super important to understand. We can't control what happens, but it's very interesting to think about because if a certain scenario plays out, you can take big advantage of it. And what I mean by the pain or the friendship scenario, well, 2021 was like no other bull market we've ever seen before. Okay, it was very painful altogether. But 2021 was like nothing we've ever seen before. Why? Well, there were two tops. So before I continue, I'm just going to show you. There were two tops. This is the Bitcoin chart. So if we put this on a log chart, you can see Bitcoin was absolutely poop. It barely went above its all-time high and it stopped. Okay, so we have two tops here. In this first top, we had Dogecoin Mania. We had memes. Okay, we had Dogecoin, dog coins, okay? We had layer 1 coins. We had these types of narratives formed. We had Cardano, for example, was a retailer favorite. Cardano pumping, right? Cardano. All of these were happening in April and May of 2021. That was what happened. So we started going up. We had money printing. We also had the Fed stimulus handouts. So this was a run directly happening after the Fed stimulus handouts from the zombie virus. This was the pump of pumps. Okay. Now that happened, and there was also NFTs that went crazy here. NFTs had their first big leg up. So this was the first euphoria top. Now, why this scammed everybody is because if we go back to the Bitcoin halvening, which is here, I'm going to put it in like in May 2020, right? If we go back to the Bitcoin halvening, traditionally, the top is meant to be, euphoria is meant to be at 12 to 18 months after the Bitcoin halvening. If you notice right here, this is the 12-month mark, and here is the 18-month mark. It's freaking nuts when you think about it, right? That was the actual window, and it was in there. So it started with euphoria. We had China scam us with the scam insiders dumping, and then we had this final part at the top, the end, okay? So this was the first one. Now, why it's important to know is you notice how this happened first. What we want to do, this is what me and you want. What we would like is if the market starts the pain from here, on average. What do we mean by that? Well, there's time capitulation needed to rinse out everybody. So if you just go back to previous markets, for example, so Bitcoin took here 1,200 days. I mean, but if you're in Bitcoin, for example, if you're here, all right, you don't really care about it breaking the all-time high specifically. We will be happy for the trajectory to break the all-time high. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you Bitcoin in this cycle. If the top is here, I'll be honest, we are happy like here. You see this part? We're happy here. That's about 1,100 days, around there. 1,100 days. We're starting to get a bit of happiness. That's what we really want because we like this run up, okay? We like this, oh, we're going up. Oh, how high can we go? We like that. So we don't actually need it to break the all-time high for us to start to feel happy because we're so offside in everything that, we don't need that. Now, in the next cycle, if we go to Bitcoin 2017, how many days was this? 1,085 days before it got to the all-time high. When did we started feeling like happy and excited? About 1,000 days, 1,050 days. So now you have about 1,050 to 1,100 days. This is about the time when it starts to show friendship and kindness. And if you want, we can even go to the cycle even before that. This cycle earlier, if we go to the earlier Bitcoin cycle, this one was super short. So this was the top that Da Vinci J15 and Richard Hart bought. They bought the top of this. And look, they did not have to suffer through any pain at all. They're only offside for like 600 days. Okay, they were offside half the amount. But it was way more new and risky. The crypto industry was not even an industry. It was just a weirdo on the internet named Satoshi. And everybody was calling it a cult and a Ponzi and a people's currency that was not going to work. So, yes, on one hand, some people may be jealous and envious that they only had to wait 600 days for redemption. But on the other hand, this was literally a never-before-seen creation on the internet. Could have had any bug, could have went down, it could have destroyed itself. So this was 600 days. So, of course, I mean, we already know what scenario. We're definitely not getting this 600-day scenario. In fact, we might just delete that 600-day from our memory bank. So all we can go off is just a sample size of 2. That's why we're just guessing. We're just guessing. Is this the business cycle that crypto Bitcoin likes to take? So we have about 1,050 to 1,100 days. So remember this number, 1,050 to 1,100 days. You might just use 1,100 days to be safe. So if we go forward, friends, if we go forward, and I'll remove this box here, from the Dogecoin Mania, the first Bitcoin top, if we go forward 1,100 days, where do we get? We get April 2024. This is where we get. We get April 2024. This is actually the next Bitcoin halving. It's actually the next Bitcoin halving. So now we're going to look at the second top. I'm going to talk to you about the second top. The second top, friends, this would be the pain scenario. And what I mean by that, let's go back and actually see this. So we just went through the friendship scenario. So the friendship scenario means we begin the pain, we begin the bear market at Dogecoin because we've spent enough time. Because if we go back to April 2024, that's a longer time than starting at November 2020. Sorry, April 2021. We go that's more time that we've spent capitulating weak hands out. So the friendship scenario, right? It starts with Dogecoin Mania. That was the top. And if that happens, we are actually at the bottom right now for altcoins. We are at the bottom. We've seen the bottom. Everything's done. And like we're actually going to start to grind up. Alts recover to about minus 50% in the second half of 2024. Now, I've written that. Traditionally, they go and they break their high. But I would be lying to you if I told you all of them are going to break the high because they don't. It could be completely new coins. A lot of coins from Altseasons get completely left behind and they never break the all-time high again. So here I have, I'm going to click on show you the friendship scenario. What I did was I just did a fractal of the altcoin market and you can see where we are now. You can see that we are here. We are here and this lines up to the zombie virus. So if we start going up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this vertical line here. This is June 2024. June 2024. So this is all because we started from Dogecoin Mania. And if we go up, if you draw this line roughly where these lines are, that equates to roughly 10 to 14 cents for HEX price. That equates to like $10 to $20 for Chainlink, for example. This might be the $2,300 to $3,000 zone for Ethereum, around there. That's what this roughly represents by June 2024. And then we hope that in the second half of 2024, we continue up and we actually break the high if we're in the right coins. That's the friendship scenario, of course. But now we're going to have to talk about the unfortunate reality of what happened in 2021 because we did not actually all stop. We know this, okay? Even though we can kick and cry about it and believe that it definitely was the euphoria top, but we're not entitled to anything. I mean, we're just lucky this even works in the first place. So we go back. Remember, there was a second top. So Bitcoin printed an actual higher top, higher price. It printed there, closed it there. But what we have to understand that is most altcoins did not print their second top there. Most altcoins did it. I can quickly show you, if you're ever curious, friends, and you want to see. So for example, here's Cardano. Cardano topped in August 2021. Right? Cardano topped in August 2021. I'm going to show you November 2021. Bang. That's what it was. So by the time Bitcoin topped, Cardano was down 60% from the top. Already 60% down from the top when Bitcoin was making a top. If you want to look at altcoins, friends, type in total 3. You can see this. Total 3 is all the alts excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Problem is, this also has stable coins in it as well. It does have stable coins in there. So here's the unfortunate reality. The unfortunate reality is total 3 made a higher high. Do you see this? Yes. Total 3 actually went higher than this April Mania. All right. So this is just unfortunate reality. I wish it never happened. I wish it went like this and it never went. I wish that happened, but it didn't. This is just, it printed a higher high. So this is a big point we can't ignore for the pain scenario. The pain scenario is if we start from November 2021. I know this is it really is painful. That's why I call it the pain scenario. It's harsh to admit that not only did we get the shortest bull run of all time, but also we have to now delay the next bull market by 6 months. So you got, instead of a 9-month bull market, actually it's meant to go for 12 months. Instead of a 12-month bull market, we only got about 6 months. So we got minus 50% reduced in 2021. Now I have to tell you the next one starts 6 months later than it used to. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. And a lot of mess can happen in those final 6 months as people truly capitulate even lower lows. I'm just being honest with you. People can do that. So in this mania, we're going to go back when I look at Bitcoin. You can't discount what happened during this time. I know we'd like to, but here's the truth. The truth is that you had Bitcoin and Ethereum print actual higher prices. You also had NFT mania. NFT mania is considered to be like non-existent by most people. But the truth is NFT mania was an actual alt season. Because we didn't participate in it, we don't count it for anything. We discount it. But the truth is that the JPEGers went absolutely ballistic, friends. They bought JPEGs like you wouldn't believe. You get a JPEG, you get a JPEG. I want to spend thousands of dollars of JPEGs. They did. We had monkey JPEGs going for $500,000 plus, literally just JPEGs, all roadmaps. Nothing was created. And this is unfortunate. Do you remember back in 2017? In 2017, everybody who was new to the industry and didn't understand how crypto worked, they were buying based off euphoria and hype. This is where the final crypto alt season happened. Verge went XVG, right? Verge XVG went 1000x in this period, not joking. XRP, everything went final ballistic to the moon. So in 2021, the NFT crowd is equal to the 2017 crowd. They were new people. So the NFT crowd, friends, NFT crowd was new people, right? They don't know how money works. They are all about impulse and feelings. Yes, this is the harsh truth, okay? Now, it's not even up for debate. They had no idea what money was. They don't know how money works. All they know is they got to get into this community. Whatever it costs. How much does it cost? 5 ETH, I'm paying it. How much does it cost? 200,000, I'm paying it for this exclusive club. This is very unfortunate because it means we need longer time to capitulate and rinse these people out. And you might say, what the hell, man? Like, the NFTs have been going down for a year and a half. Yes, I own the SHIB NFTs, but this is just the truth, man. The truth is that it's a rough game in markets, friends. So when you look at these, this is another camp. This is another button in the camp of the pain scenario. So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, it doesn't really matter what we think. It matters what the market thinks. So if we go back here, the pain scenario is if we make November 2021 the actual top, and it's because of that NFT mania, that final euphoria. If we do that, then we've still got 12 months to go of this bear market. If that happens, 12 months to go of this bear market. What that doesn't mean we just go down from here. It just means by June 2024, Chainlink's around $10, HEX is around 10 cents. Okay, and you might say, well, that's okay. Well, no, chill out, because that means we've been going down for 3 years. Imagine what your psychology is going to be like if I show you, for example, here's a HEX chart, for example, but it doesn't matter. Every altcoin looks like that. Imagine it's now June 2024 and HEX is 10 cents. So you think HEX is 10 cents is great because of where we are down here, but that means HEX went down for 1,000 days off the top. Right, so this will, and I'm not just singling out HEX. This goes for Chainlink, goes for Doge, goes for every single altcoin. It means these coins have now definitively told you they go down for years longer than they go up. It really destroys the case for holding any altcoin if this happens. I'm being serious right now. Yes, just statistically, why the hell would you want to hold something long term if it has a 70% chance of being down that year? Because that's what it is. If something is alive for 5 years, 3 out of the 5 years it's down 80%, and there's other 2 years it's great, there's no point to hold on average. On average, it's down. So this is just the numbers you got to deal with. This is how you got to interpret this data when it comes in, and I'm showing this information. So this is the reality of it. Now you might say, well, what happened with Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin has trained everybody to hold, but Bitcoin went up. Bitcoin kept escaping its bear market lows. Bitcoin kept bouncing. Do you remember Bitcoin's first cycle, friends? I just showed you. Bitcoin recovered its all-time high in 600 days. For example, this is HEX, right? Bitcoin's 2013 cycle. The 2012 cycle. Look at this. 600 days. Oh, wow. We should have been at 50 cents HEX on the Pulse Chain launch. If we recovered Bitcoin cycle, we should have done this. So instead of 50 cents, we are down at 0.008. So think about that difference. This was the difference between Bitcoin and your portfolio. It's 98%. So whatever you have in your portfolio, whatever you're having in HEX, if you multiply that number by 50, so if you have, so that's what if you have $10,000 of HEX right now, if you were in Bitcoin, you would have $500,000. And now you can see why everybody gets trained to hold Bitcoin in the early days. And of course, now it's going to be at their demise because as you can tell, Bitcoin is diminishing gains. So we didn't get this scenario. Of course we didn't. So this is what we have to deal with. We have to deal with these numbers. What scenario are we going to get? What can happen? Well, at the end of the day, if we repeat from the top and we go around 1,150 days, it tells us that by the end of December of 2024, so somewhere between now and December 2024, somewhere maybe in the second half of the year, most alts go back towards their all-time high. I have left room for error because I don't want anybody to get disappointed because I'm telling you right now, being 50% is on the cards as well. So if you also want to know some stats, if you go back to any alt season in the past, when Bitcoin goes and breaks its all-time high, not all of them get back to their all-time high. Many of them are only still down. Many of them are in the box. See this box here? I'm going to show you the box. See this box here, friends? Yes. Between 50% and the all-time high. That's the most they can go. Now, I'm just doing the worst case, okay? Of course, we all believe and hope it goes to $1 plus, but I'm just showing you this is what's happened in the past. On average, you're looking at the average coin. The average coin comes back to the box. Now, as you can tell, this is the pain scenario, friends. You do 1,150 days. We keep going. Remember, HEX stopped out here. So maybe it's somewhere June 2025. So we can even make this box even longer. Maybe we get scammed even harder, okay, by everything else in this box. Now you can see why. At this point, it all makes sense. If you are buying in the depression, friends, when we get up to this box, if you are seeing signs of euphoria, if you are seeing Bitcoin laser eyes, if we are seeing Bitcoin $80,000 and everybody's calling for 100, if we're seeing Ethereum $8,000, everybody's calling for 10K, if we are seeing all of these, people are doing the handstands and there are euphoria signs, you will be thanking me. You know why? Because someone told you to buy in the depression when it hurts, when they're kicking you in the nuts, when your ovaries don't work anymore, you've got so much pain everywhere. At least you had a friend telling you, you will thank me for this in the future. You suck it up now because when everybody's partying, you and me, we don't need that extra 4 or 5x because we're 4 to 5 times more aggressive down here. Do you see? Because everybody has a 200x target, what I decided to do, I said, wait a minute. How about I go 5 times heavier than I normally would? So this is what I did, right? So this is why I'm telling you what to do. So I went 5 times heavier than normal. And so I can have the option of dropping my target by minus 80%. That is the power of this. And of course, what are most people going to say? My target's going to be higher. My target's going to be higher. Of course, your target's going to be higher. But this is why I'm telling you, what if there are warning signs up here? What if, friends? What if we are in the danger box, which is the high zone? What if we're seeing so much exuberance? What if CNBC is making Bitcoin $300,000 videos? What if they are doing that? Are you prepared? Are you prepared for JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and everybody to say Bitcoin should be going to $500,000 by the end of the year? What if it's like literally January 2025 and we're just starting here and they're all saying, yep, we should be $500,000 by the end of the year? you will know deep down in your bones that's exactly what happened in 2021, just to remind you. Or that's what happened. Citibank came out, put a $300,000 target. JP Morgan had a $180,000 target. Goldman Sachs set a $200 and something thousand target. All of those targets came during the Dogecoin mania. They said by the end of the year, well, Bitcoins, they're going to all that. And guess what they were doing? They were dumping. They were dumping for their crappy little 2x on their customers, okay? So what if that happens again? Are you going to say, no, this time's different? This time's different. They made those $500,000 calls when euphoria was here. So I'm just trying to protect you, friends. This is a super important thing to go through because, hey, no matter what scenario happens, you've had time. You've had time to accumulate, and we've also had time to respect the fact that we are going to be friends forever. No matter what happens. If prices go to negative or infinity, we're still going to be there. Tell mum and dad, friendship or pain, we're going to love them no matter what. Like, subscribe, press the bell button. Norman, catch you next one.